The trees and bushes conceal structures where hundreds and hundreds of metal barrels are being stored. Whatever's inside them, there must be thousands of gallons of it down there. After visiting the subterranean hospital, I'd say that's the depot where the fuel is stored for powering the enormous generators that light the compound. It's impressive. There must be hundreds of barrels stored down there. If, as the hunter says, fuel is the currency of the new world, there's a real fortune stored here. I'm not surprised that the army has this place hidden and camouflaged. That's the depot where the fuel is stored for powering the enormous generators that light this compound. I suppose in his delirium, the man has mistaken that strange sound coming from the gash in the sky left by the great wave. A few powerful spotlights light the contents of the depot. This place is glowing like a gold mine right now, a rotting bench overlooking purgatory. It looks like the kid who hanged himself from this tree climbed up on this and then jumped with the rope around his neck. Someone carved a suicide note into the wood. I hope you can find a way to forgive me someday. And it's signed with a pair of illegible initials. As a sign from the heavens. Impossible. One of its ends is tied to the crowbar. And the other, well, the other is also tied to something. With the noose around its neck, the corpse's body sways in the wind like a rag doll. Even on the ground, the noose squeezes that poor devil's neck like a boa constrictor. It's an old rope, but in good condition, considering how long it's been exposed to the elements. But the stench it gives off is nauseating. The noose of the hanged man. I could allow myself a little joke about the title of a cheap western, if this smelly rope didn't still have strands of hair from the head of that boy who used it to hang himself. He's definitely lost his mind. I could lasso it, like in the westerns, but even so, I'm sure that these goons would realize that the generator was missing right away. I could tie up one of those goons, but I don't think the other guys would just sit by calmly while I did. I could tie the rope around one of these barrels, but what for? Each one weighs a ton. I wouldn't be able to budge it an inch. I wouldn't be able to right that heavy bookcase even with the help of this rope. The guards would use me for target practice if I tried to tie something to that. I could tie it here, but then I still wouldn't be able to get these bars to budge. The rope would break long before that. If I used it with the protruding spring from the bed, the rope would end up being cut into several pieces.
Please be so kind as to leave us in peace. Can't you see that my brother is very agitated?
This hunk of marble weighs too much to try to stand it up with just this rope. It doesn't make much sense to play fisherman. These fish are already as dead as the poor souls hanging from the trees in the park.